There's one place where fat seems to be a little bit harder to get rid of when you start to lose weight and work out, and that's around the middle, the infamous love handles. Some people refer to it as a muffin top. In this video, I'll give you 3 quick tips to help reduce and eliminate the fat around your midsection. They probably won't be anything that you really haven't heard before, but what's different here is I'll explain a little bit about why these are so important to do. Let's get into it. Welcome and thanks for tuning in. My name is Marcus Bailey. My goal is to help as many people not only make the decision to take control of their health and wellness, but give you tips and information to help make that journey more enjoyable and easier to stick to long term. So let's jump into the topic at hand. Let me remind some of you, or say for the first time to others, that you can't pick and choose where your body burns fat first, second, or third. I assume you are on a weight loss journey or thinking about starting one, and I'm sure that you've probably seen that there are no neck fat pills, belly fat serums, or powders you can take that are only for the fat on your arms. At least none that are telling the truth and not making false promises. But we can have a major influence on reducing and ultimately stopping new fat from being distributed around our midsection, which means the progress that you're making with your diet and exercise won't be undermined by overlooking these items. The first tip is stress. Not more of it, less of it. Much easier said than done, I know. But maybe if you know why it's contributing to more fat around the midsection, you may be more inspired to find ways to relax, let go, and unwind. During a stressful situation, your body produces what's called cortisol. Cortisol's role during that stressful situation is to increase the level of sugar in your blood so that you have plenty of fuel ready for the cells of your body to use. And that's a good thing in isolated situations where you may need to move and think quickly. But chronic stress all the time, leading to cortisol being produced by your adrenal glands all the time, contributing to blood sugar levels being raised all the time, when you really aren't in the type of fight or flight stress situations that help you burn through that excess fuel all the time, that's where it really becomes bad. Which leads us to tip number 2. Reduce the overall sugar load that your body has to deal with. First off, by using tip number 1 and reducing stress and cortisol so that your blood and glucose levels aren't unnecessarily raised all the time. Then the addition of processed foods we take in that have been stripped of fiber and loaded with added sugar on top of that, we give our bodies no choice but to do whatever is necessary to remove the excess amounts of glucose and sugar out of our blood. Excess glucose gets stored in the liver, or in the case of way too much at one time, it's converted to fatty acids, circulated to other parts of the body, and stored as fat. And a lot of that is stored in the abdomen area, which is why not only do you risk fatty liver disease, you end up with fat around your midsection that is being thrown off by the liver. So that's why I say all the hard work and exercise that you're doing to take one step towards burning off excess fat may be sabotaged by taking 2 steps backward as you create twice as much fat as you're able to burn. And again, we really can't target where fat is lost, but we definitely can influence where fat is gained. And getting even further into that, we get to tip number 3. Reduce alcohol intake. Once again, I am assuming that you want to get progress on your weight loss journey. So if drinking alcohol is something that you do, here's why you may want to consider doing something different so that you can get different results than you have gotten thus far. First of all, alcohol is basically liquid carbohydrates with a buzz attached. So even though above the neck you know it's beer, below the neck it doesn't look much different than a can of soda. Second, alcohol has calories, and it can be a lot easier to drink calories in excess than it is to eat them, especially when the more you drink, the harder it is to concentrate on knowing when to stop. Lastly, a lot of people eat around the same time that they drink, either to get less drunk or to allow them to drink more. But when alcohol is consumed, it's burned as a fuel source before your body burns anything else. This includes other carbohydrates or fats. When your body is using alcohol as a primary source of energy, the excess sugars and fats end up, unfortunately for us, as adipose tissue or body fat. So even though we may have heard the term beer belly before, we may not have known that it was a real thing. Not because you're lazy when you drink, but because your body deposits most of the excess fat as it takes on all that extra sugar around the midsection. So there's 3 really quick tips to take more fat out of your midsection than you put in. Getting rid of those love handles or muffin top or belly fat or whatever you call it is really only possible when you stop fighting the battle at a disadvantage. Check out a buddy of mine, Clint Grimes, over at the Fitness at Home YouTube channel, where he has another 3 tips to share with you. I've I've linked to the video right over here for you to check out as we teamed up to give you ways to get the results you want. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure that you're getting notifications so that you can keep all aspects of your health in focus: meals, movement, and mindset. Thanks for watching.